being on the court itself and collaborating with other members of the court, what's your experience been at the Seventh Circuit level? How's that played out?
It is so collegial. We all collaborate. I have the greatest respect and have had wonderful interactions with every single one of my colleagues.
Do you think you have the capability to fit in at the Supreme Court?
I hope so.
Okay. So we talked a lot about laws legalizing same-sex marriage. What's the name of the case?
Obergefell.
Okay. And you would, if anybody tried to change that precedent, one of the things you would look at is a reliance interest that people have formed around that piece of legislation?
Yes.
Same with Casey and Roe?
Yes.
Okay. So reaching a decision that the case was wrongly decided doesn't end the debate in terms of whether or not it should be repealed. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And there is a very rigorous process in place to overturn precedent?
There is many factors, reliance being one.
Okay. Is there any constitutional right to a polygamous relationship?
Let's see. That might be a question that could be litigated at, polygamy, obviously, in many places is illegal now, but that could be an issue somebody might litigate before the court at some point.
Yeah, somebody might make the argument it's possible for three people to love each other genuinely, and that would work its way to the court if somebody wanted to make that argument. Is that correct?
Somebody could, make that argument.
So you've been asked a lot about Roe v. Wade and Casey, and one of the differences between Brown versus Board of Education and Roe line of cases is there's active litigation regarding Roe. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I think Senator Hirano named 8 or 9 different cases that may come up to the court, cases in controversy. And one of the reasons you can't tell us how you would rule is because there's active litigation coming to the court. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And one of the reasons you can say with confidence that you think Brown versus Board of Education is super precedent is that you're not aware of any effort to go back to the good old days of segregation by a legislative body. Is that correct?
That is correct. I've also said that in lectures that Brown was correct as an original matter. So that is the kind of thing, since I've said it in writing, I felt like I could express before the committee.
When it comes to Heller, there's legislative bodies all over the country passing laws regarding gun ownership. Are you aware of that? I
am aware of that.
Okay, when it comes to Citizens United, I think there'll be some efforts after this election to maybe revisit that case. So the thing that I'm trying to establish here is that Heller, Citizens United, Roe, Casey are all actively being litigated because legislative bodies are playing in that arena. Is that a fair statement?
That's a fair statement.
So your point to us is when it's likely that case and controversies around the holding of a particular case are going to come to the court, there's only so much you can tell us about what you may or may not do.
Absolutely.
So that Roe v. Wade compared to Brown versus Board of Education is not super precedent.
Not super precedent, as I was using that term in the articles that have been referred to.